Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. Now for the past few days, the US has been hammered by severe winter storms, with places like Buffalo being hit with up to 50 inches of snow. Yes, you heard that correctly, 50 inches in one go. Cars were buried, houses were snowed in, and there was also tragic loss of life. But it wasn't just Buffalo that was affected. Much of the country has faced snow, ice, and freezing temperatures. And this has led to travel chaos, with thousands of flights being cancelled each day. The total number of flights cancelled due to severe weather on Christmas Eve was already standing at 12,000, and now the total number is probably over 20,000. One airline that has been hit particularly bad by this is Southwest. They cancelled 2,500 flights on Monday and 2,900 flights on Tuesday. I mean, they are from the Southwest. It's kind of like a desert down there, so I guess their planes aren't used to the cold. But anyway, if you are affected by any of this, there are some credit card benefits that could get you compensation in the case of either cancellation or a delay. But that's as long as you booked your ticket with a credit card, not a debit card, which you did, right? Well, if you didn't, after you watch this video, you're never going to book a flight with a debit card again. So here are two really useful credit card benefits: trip cancellation and interruption insurance, and trip delay reimbursement. I'm showing you these on the website of the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. I'm going to use that card as an example card in this video, but there are many other travel credit cards that will give you these benefits, and we'll tell you a few more of them at the end of the video. But in the main part of the video, we are going to show you how to use these benefits if your flight is either delayed or cancelled because of a winter storm this week or any other reason in the future. So let's look at trip cancellation and interruption insurance first, using the Chase Sapphire Preferred as our example. This insurance covers charges on your card up to $10,000 per covered person and $20,000 per trip. You have to have paid for the ticket using the card, or if you redeemed Chase Ultimate Rewards points for the ticket, that counts as well. This insurance refunds you for non-refundable travel expenses, for example, plane tickets, for a variety of reasons. One of them is, quote, severe weather which prevents a reasonable and prudent person from beginning or continuing a trip. So for this one, your flight doesn't even need to be cancelled. The weather just has to be bad enough that you can't get to the airport, whether that's starting your trip or in the middle of the trip or taking your flight home. But if your flight is cancelled, your airline's probably going to give you a refund, but you could also use this trip for other things that you may have already paid for, like prepaid hotels, a prepaid car rental booking. It typically won't cover things like theme parks or concert tickets at your destination unless they were booked as part of a tour operator package. And so how do you claim? Well, generally you start by calling the number on the back of your credit card, and you need to talk to the benefits administrator, and you can ask them if this is the right insurance to claim on, okay? Because sometimes it's not so easy for the average person to tell whether they need to claim on trip cancellation insurance or trip delay reimbursement. So you tell them your story and they will tell you which one is right. And then they will give you the relevant forms for you to fill out. With Chase, they typically direct you to this website, eclaimsline.com, for you to fill out the forms. You should talk to the benefits administrator within 20 days of your cancellation or interruption and file your claim within 90 days. There does seem to be a bit of leeway with this, but they give you a hard deadline of 1 year. And remember, you can only claim expenses that were charged to your card. So remember to always use a credit card with these kind of insurances on it, like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, for example, when you book a trip. All right, now let's move to trip delay insurance, which will pay for things like a hotel and meals if your flight is delayed. But first, if you have a load of different credit cards that you're using for the travel rewards or the cashback, and you're struggling to keep track of them all, you've got to check out Max Rewards, the sponsor of today's video. Through a read-only link to your banks, they show you balances, transactions, points, and rewards balances of all the cards in your wallet in one easy-to-use dashboard. Their benefits page will let you compare different cards' benefits, so you can browse travel insurance, for example, across multiple cards and see which of your cards is offering the best deal. The app will tell you which card to use and which spending category to earn the maximum rate of rewards or cashback, hence the name, Max Rewards, and the gold version will even activate credit card offers and quarterly categories for you so that you never miss a deal. And you can get a free month of that with my link below, or you can just download the app and check out the free features. All right, let's now move on to trip delay reimbursement. And this is an insurance that will refund money you spent on your card on things like a hotel, meals in restaurants, airport lounge passes, when your flight is delayed. Now, your flight has to be delayed for one of several covered reasons, which on the Chase Sapphire Preferred, our example card, includes bad weather like snow and the cold that we've had, but also things like strikes or equipment failures. Crucial thing with this one though is that you're not canceling your trip, okay? If you did cancel because, the delay was so long, your trip became pointless, you'd most likely be claiming on the other insurance, the trip cancellation and interruption insurance. This one is for when your flight is delayed and you are actually still going to take your flight. It just lets you have some money to buy stuff or stay in a hotel while you're waiting. Now, your flight does have to be delayed by a certain number of hours, and on the Chase Sapphire Preferred, that number is 12. That is pretty standard for what I call a Tier 3 card with around a $95 annual fee. On more premium cards, what I call Tier 4, cards with annual fees from around $400 to around $700, typically it will be 6 hours. And that is true for the big brother of the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the Sapphire Reserve, which is one of those more premium cards. And I've heard funny stories in the past of cheers erupting across airport gate waiting areas when the number of hours for the insurance to kick in when a flight is delayed is reached. Now, on the Sapphire Preferred, the insurance will give you up to $500 per ticket to spend on things like meals, hotels, and also toiletries and medication. I've even heard stories of someone buying the latest Beats by Dre headphones because, hey, you're in the airport, you need something to help you pass the time. Why not a new set of headphones to use with your iPhone to listen to some music? Now, I don't know what card that's on, so there's no guarantee that you get that reimbursed, but that was just a funny story I heard. Normally though, it's limited to things like hotels and meals. For both of these insurances, family members will generally be covered too, but different cards have different definitions of what counts as a family member. For example, some cards, like Chase, will cover children up to 26 years old, some it's only up to 18. So you need to read the terms and conditions of whatever card you have. To claim on Trip Delay Reimbursement, you need to call the benefits administrator within 60 days of the delay, and all forms need to be filled in and filed within 100 days. And that example is on the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Different cards will have different rules. So what cards are these insurances available on? Well, most cards that are billed as travel cards with annual fees of $95 or higher should have both of these insurances, like the two examples that we showed you, the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Also, the very popular Capital One Venture X, that's a great card that currently has a 75,000 point welcome bonus. And in general, cards from the biggest US credit card issuers should all have these insurances, with the one notable exception of Citi, who got rid of all these insurances on their cards several years ago, saying that they were not used enough and there was no point in keeping them. Now, if you want to check out any of the cards I've talked about in this video, like the Sapphire Preferred or Sapphire Reserve or the Capital One Venture X, you'll find them all in my credit card guide below. You can also use that guide to browse other categories like travel cards in general, or even cashback cards. Whatever you want, it's all in there. You can compare and contrast different cards. A big thank you to Max Rewards, the sponsor of today's video. Don't forget you can get a free month of Max Rewards Gold with my link below. Please subscribe if you're new. Let me know in the comments if you've ever used any of these insurances or if this video has been useful. I'd love to hear your feedback, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.